welcome to Ease the Load, the show which offers ideas on how to squeeze the ease into the teacher's lot. Today we're going to look at partnerships with parents. First up on the menu is breakfast, as we join the parents spreading support, nutrition and, well, jam at a Middlesbrough primary school. Then it's time to shed some of the workload and the calories with a spot of yoga, and even pick up a little Espanol with the parents of a school in the South Pennines. Finally, we round off our menu with a healthy serving of chips. Healthy because these chips are those parents who are computer helpers in primary schools. First of all though, we're going to take a trip up to a primary school in the northeast, where parents are serving up breakfast for the kids and taking the load off the teachers at the same time. The parents at High Clarence Primary School have been running the breakfast club for 2.5 years.
It's easier for the teachers because normally at other schools the teachers would do it and it lessens the burden for the teacher.
I like my mum helping out the breakfast club because she's very good working.
We run this instead of the teachers, which is better because the teachers have then room to concentrate on the children in the classroom.
You sound your words out to make sure you've got all the letters in your words that you've spelled correctly.
It reduces the workload really for the teachers. Children coming in, ready to work, concentrating. Since Breakfast Club started, there's a lot of children who have transformed. The children come in, have breakfast, and then they have about 20-30 minutes outside to run around in fresh air. So therefore they're a lot more alert, and I think that's one of the main benefits. The concentration has improved.
When you've had breakfast in the morning, it makes you concentrate more, and it helps with your stats coming up.
Because if they come into school without any breakfast, they're going to sit there and say, oh, I'm hungry. But if they come into school and they get the breakfast, they're just going to come and sit in class and just get on with the work.
You also make sure you've got all the details that you need. For example, say...
It's easier for the teacher because the child is, we know they're getting fed and they're not going to cause a fuss when they're in class, whereas some children can be misbehaving.
We've got a very successful breakfast club, and I think the role of that has now changed. Initially it was teachers that sort of worked with parents to organise it and set it up purely on a voluntary basis, but now it's a case of the parents organise it all. From a community point of view, it's really good because obviously in this kind of situation you've got parents and teachers mixing in a very informal situation. They're actually in our school, they see the things that happen on the morning. You know, if there's a bit of trouble with children or there's parents coming in, they see that firsthand how it's dealt with, and hopefully they can carry that message out of how our school operates to the wider community.
If anybody's thinking about starting a breakfast club, it's a great idea, and I think it's brilliant if the parents take control and the teachers are more like in the background.
Yeah, I've just done it now.
We'll do as much as we can for the school as parents because we like to help the children. And it's our duty, because if my child comes here, I want to do as much as I can for the school to benefit not just my children but the teachers and everybody else, the governors and everybody. So it benefits us all really.
I think from the involvement that we have from the parents, I think that is absolutely fantastic because everything is set up on a goodwill basis, and for the same parents still to be involved 2.5 years down the road, I think shows the commitment that we have from our parents. Teachers really sort of have taken a back step. The parents organise it all, they work in the kitchens, and so without them this would not be able to run, so we're just so grateful for their time and commitment.
Well, they've had theirs, so I'm going to have mine. Next, it's time to see how parents ease teachers' loads at a school in Lancashire, with a little bit of yoga and a sprinkle of Spanish. This is Trawden Forest Primary School, near Colne in Lancashire. Two of the parents here have brought a little extra something to the curriculum in the form of yoga and Spanish classes. Whilst being of tremendous benefit to the children, these classes also free up time for the teachers.
The benefits are that there's an extension to the curriculum. It gives the children a much broader base to work from, far more personal enjoyment for them. It also means that the teachers do get the time that they need for preparation, for assessment, for marking.
1 to 10, do you want to start?
When I was 11 years old, I went to live in Tenerife. I spent 18 years there. 2 years ago, I moved back to the UK with my children, and around about 18 months ago, I approached the school looking for work after putting my children into this school.
Uno is 1. Dos is 2.
The school wanted to take an interest in sort of pursuing foreign languages, modern foreign languages, and we wanted the children to get a taste of more than one if possible, so Kerry Ann seemed the ideal choice. The children are benefiting from getting language skills that they wouldn't be able to get from me, and obviously it's freeing up me to do work during class time that I would normally be doing either lunchtime or in my own time.
It's a great idea, not only for the teachers themselves to help ease the load, but for parents to be involved in the school. There's lots that they can provide.
They certainly can, whether it be Spanish lessons or, in this case, yoga lessons.
We found out that Caroline taught yoga, and she came and did an after-school class with some of the children, so we felt it would be nice to bring her into school during school time and take each class individually and give all the children the opportunity to come. If it wasn't for this particular half hour when the children are freed up, the marking that I've now been doing, I'd either take it home or do it during my lunchtime. Whereas it's nice to have the children, I can still be watching them and I can be marking at the same time.
I believe that yoga has a lot of benefits for children. We do get the children quite active, they're moving around, and then at the end of the yoga session, what I'll do is get the children to lie down, to be very calm. We use, for example, we use scarves over the children's eyes to help them to relax, so that by the time they've completed their half-hour session with me, they're in a nice calm mood, and they go back into the classroom and they take that feeling of calm with them. And so, of course, they're easier to manage and easier to teach.
I really don't think that at first either Kerry Ann or Caroline realised the importance and the real benefits of what they were doing for everybody concerned. But now that they've been with us about 9 months, they're part of the planning process, they understand how this fits in and just how much it does ease the load for the workforce here, which benefits everybody in the school. I would say that if any other teachers or schools head teacher wanted to go ahead and involve parents in this way, that it would be of immense benefit to them. And I really wouldn't hesitate in recommending that they use this way of easing the workload, really just making sure that their teachers have an altogether more enjoyable day.
Oh, I feel so relaxed. I can hardly be bothered to introduce the next item. But as I'm in it, I suppose I better put the effort in. Yes, that's the day I spent with chips. Now, I don't mean I was down at my local chippy. No, I went to Bolton to spend some time with a group of parents that call themselves CHIPS. That's Computer Helpers in Primary Schools. Paula and Cheryl are parents at St Gregory's Primary School in Bolton, and together they form part of the CHIPS group. Carrie Thorne is the ICT coordinator and has seen the benefits firsthand.
It helps within the class and with the preparation. The CHIPS group help to set the computers up ready so that it's ready when the children all walk in, and then they tend to go around and they focus on one group of children so that we've got one adult per 5 children. So
you put your mouse over it, right click, and it'll give it you.
Can you explain how the group started and the background to it?
Yeah, in 2001 we did the ECDL, European Computer Driving Licence.
Right, okay.
I mean, before I went on that course, I couldn't even turn a computer on. I used to phone my husband at work and say I brought the computer. We enjoyed it so much that although the funding ran out, we didn't want to stop. So we decided to form a group, raise the money for our own training, and then we thought it'd be nice to give something back. So we asked Mr Maloney if he'd mind if we came in school on a voluntary basis, and he snatched our hands off.
Right. It was gratifying that we started off something that bore fruition, that came to fruition, because usually we have had parents training things in the past and they've just drifted away, but with people who carried on and really pushed the CHIPS idea forward, and basically they've managed it themselves.
Do you chat quite regularly to the teachers to plan the lessons?
The teacher will come to us and she'll tell us like what the lesson plan is, like what the aims are, and then she might give us certain groups that, you know, it could be the lower level or the higher level, depending, and then it's like a case of then she'll say, well, we want them to achieve this, this and this, basically.
Have any teachers learnt any IT skills?
They've helped a little with the teachers' training, especially with the whiteboard. As we've got new software or new hardware, the CHIPS group tend to explore it and investigate it and then focus on helping us with what we need, rather than each teacher having to go away and experiment with each piece.
I think it's been wonderful because the skills that the parents had through doing the European driving licence has transferred to the children and in some cases to the staff, because there's not every member of staff was ICT literate.
So how is it funded then? How do you generate your funds?
Well, we'd like to appeal to anybody who would like to give us any equipment or money. We never say no, and that's how we do it.
Yeah. Okay, so what equipment have you managed to...
We've got a camera, printer, laptops, interactive whiteboard, projector, loads of stationery.
Some software, haven't we?
We've actually bought software that the school couldn't afford.
How much have you managed to raise then through all your busy fundraising?
We don't know exactly in money, but equipment-wise we must have in excess of £15,000 worth. And then of course there's our voluntary time, which I think is priceless.
Yes, yes.
So there's number one. So where will number one go on there? Got to keep your finger down. That's it. Keep your finger down until you get it to the actual box. That's it.
Do you find it's eased your workload because you haven't had to find the time to sort of raise funds for resources?
Yeah. For example, we've just focused this year on the software needed to do the curriculum, and the CHIPS are helping us at the moment with chairs, which is a practical side, but it's still an important requirement.
Can you give me some information on this type of chairs that you would supply? Well, as much discount really as you can give us, because we are a non-profit making organisation.
So without the CHIP funding, we would have had to wait till next year for suitable chairs for the room.
And where do you hope the CHIPS group will go from here?
Well, it'd be lovely if they could come in every day to support in the ICT, but realistically if they could maintain the level of support that they've done, that would be fantastic.
Well, that's your lot. I hope we've managed to offer some ideas on how to make your load lighter. Until next time, take care.